So hello again guys, welcome back for another episode of the weekly market analysis. Last week though it was bumpy a little bit, but also we had a little break because myself I'm in the prop challenges, so my funded FX was actually doing a migration for very many accounts, and I happen to be one of them, which were being transferred to another platform. So I didn't do so much or many of the trades, but as soon as they hit back and told us that everything was done, I went back to the market. It wasn't that pretty because I didn't have so much analysis to look at, but there's something I learned. As I do this explanation, maybe I'll hit this one up. Something I learned. When you're facing the market, when you're facing the charts, you need to be very frugal. You need to be very much at ease, so that you see or you check on the things that are most important and the things that you know will help you during your journey or during that time of analysis. And I can say I took a loss because I didn't actually look at the market from a broader view and a bigger focus, or the high time frames and all that. So what is happening right now, I am back and I want to look at the market with you guys and also anticipate on the next probable moves and to see how we are going to capture or tackle the next week of 4th to 8th March 2024. So sit back, relax, put on those belts, and let's get started. We're gonna start off with the GU. Actually, I need to say something with the GU. I did do some analysis last week. If you didn't, you can go back and check on it from my YouTube channel and the videos. But what we can see from the GU, we had this probable move, which I actually did from my analysis last week. And as you can see, I was expecting price to come there, which was upon this trend line that I was having. So yes, so GU had that move, and actually let's say that our analysis was right, because after this choke here, after this change of character on the 4 hour, we actually was looking for this uptrend to continue. So after it made this high and we were playing between this high and this low, right now we had just broken under that choke, which that could be good news for us, and maybe we could start seeing some anticipation to the downside. But if you can look closely again from the GU, we had that anticipation, which actually price did go according to how we anticipated our move to be. So for this week now, where we are standing is on this part. For me, I am still expecting price of GU to come down to this area of demand. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to advise anyone to like take trades from there and maybe anticipate on that trade. But for now, let us just look into how we are going to analyze GU and see if there are any possible moves that we could be taking from next week. And we'll also look at the news. So sit back and let's continue. 4 hour, we have been playing between the range. We're still in the range. Price did pull back to the premium side, and we are still playing around that area. Yes, it could be choppy, but there were some moves that happened. For me, I wasn't active on the charts because I'm waiting for my account to be activated. So what is happening here is that price came down to this kissing candles, or whatever you call them, the wicks, the way they exchange hands and all that. So for these candles, the wicks right over here that happened, let me just draw this one so that I don't confuse anyone and myself. Yes, so price actually came down to this demand area, and it did or made a wick. So as you can see, price could be going now, or could be headed now back to that point where we had left that supply pending. So yes, so that could be my anticipation for now, but let us look at the reason why. Okay, so from the 15 minutes we're gonna go real quick because there's not much to discuss. From the 15 minute, actually if my chat can upload. From the 15-minute, we talked of this area last week where we anticipated price to come down to this 1 hour and 15-minute demand. Then we expected that after this flip zone that happened, because as you can see, price came down here, went up, came to this demand area. Let me try and draw it out for you to see. Oops. Let me get that back there and draw it correctly. So yeah, so price came back down to that demand area, and as you can see, there was a fair reaction because after it went up we expected a higher high, but that didn't happen. So price broke down and did the 15-minute change of character. Then it started ranging. I remember I told you that I took that trade from here and it went down to our TP. That was a very good trade, but I want you to look very closely. There was a flip zone here. For those who are doing smart money concepts or have done it, then I think you can understand this better. This failed reaction and the flip zone had a supply area which was actually pending and needed to be mitigated. And what did price do? Price went up, came back to that area, and then it sold off for a long term, actually the best times of the week, and it sold down to our 4-hour demand that we were expecting. So I drew this 4-hour demand here. I wasn't actually active in the charts, so I just left it like that, and I came back on Friday, to check things out, and because of my errands, not much was done, so I took a couple of losses because I wasn't concentrating. But if you look with the benefit of hindsight, if you look behind, we see the price actually did touch that flip zone side here, and then we rode down to the 4-hour demand. So yes, so now as price came back down, it came in range again, did a little bit of manipulation, and did another manipulation, then it distributed to the downside. So on Friday when I came in, I think on Friday was on fast. Let me try and see if I can check on that. 34 1st of March, I think it's here. Let's try and mark it out. Okay, so that is March, the day of March. That was on Friday. So I noticed that there was another change of character, the 15-minute change of character here. So I was anticipating an upward move, and I marked this range that is from this low to this, from this high to this low, and price was actually dwindling around this area, and actually price did come to our 50% 50% zone. It didn't actually touch it, but actually for the move it was evident that price had made the pullback. So we are not going to speak much about GU, but what we can see from the news, actually the S&P Global that happened on Friday, we are seeing the price actually did come down to this the demand area around here, but it actually broke. So I had my entries. I had my entry, I think, around down here, anticipating that price would be going up and mitigate, but as you can see, price did come and got me out. Why? Because I wasn't very keen to notice that the 4-hour was having that demand there that was pending and needed to be mitigated. Also, this liquidity, you need to be very, very careful about it. So as you can see, I drew this liquidity line, but again, I forgot that there was that liquidity, and I would have actually sold with the market and the news to maximize on the profit. So yes, so if you're asking me about the anticipation of GU, I feel we've already done enough of mitigations. Yes, we could be having other demands to be taken care of. I'm not sure if there's any that is left, or for now because what was pending was this one, this demand area that was inside the daily demand. So I think price now has done enough and wants to go up. So if you ask me about the next direction, next probable, please, I'm not a financial advisor, but next probable move, I'll be expecting price to at least come down here to this demand that has not been mitigated. And as you can see, we could be actually having that move started, because as you can see, we had this high, now we have this low, and then we had this high, and right now that low has been taken out. So right here we can see, let me just remove this one. Right now we can see that we have this low about to be taken out, and that would be our anticipation for our down move, because if price breaks through that, then we will be having a change of character for the 15 minutes to at least signal that price wants to mitigate back to its previous demand from the news that happened, the S&P Global news on Friday 1st of March. So yes, so that is where I'll be expecting my price to go. It could shoot from there, or maybe it could even come up. Let me try and put it very clear for you. Price could actually come up to this part, okay? Then after coming up to this part, then we could come and see another break of structure right over here. Then after the mitigation, we see another price, we need to see another move to the downside to mitigate that. Also try and remove those, and also we could be seeing the price possibly could come just down there, and actually after down there we could actually make that move to the upside. Let me try and put it clear, to the upside, sorry, to the upside, and come and meet that demand area, the 4-hour supply area that is unmitigated. So all this that has been happening, the chopping side, I feel now the liquidity from the sell side, from the I think buy side liquidity has been taken out, and now we could be anticipating a move to the upside to mitigate the 4-hour demand supply area that has not been touched. Because if you see here very closely, price is still pulling back, and we have not made that 4-hour change of character. Let me try and remind you where we had it. Yeah, it was around here. We have not made that change of character. We have touched it, yes, but it has not closed. Me, I love change of character that close with the candle close, but because this is a week, it is not still valid for me, so I'll still wait up on that, because this is our last high on the pullback, and this was our last low. So if this low gets taken, then we'll be having that change of character, and possibly we could be seeing let's see, after this change of character right over here, we could be seeing another mitigation to the upside, then maybe continue now to the downside to that daily demand that we drew at first. Let me try and remind you where we had it, right over there. Okay, so yes, so that is how we are looking at, or that is how we could be waiting for on GBPUSD. I won't want to say much, but for now, because the news has happened, let us see on how or what will happen on Monday. What I'm anticipating for now is that during the Frankfurt Open, according to Kenyan time, that is at around 10 a.m. during the Frankfurt Open, I'll be making sure that I come to the charts 2 hours before and do my analysis real quick and see on how the Frankfurt Open will happen, and also with the London Open, because after the Frankfurt there's that Frankfurt and London overlap. Okay, so during in between the overlap, I will want to see where maybe price would be anticipating to go. But overall, from the larger scope, we are anticipating price to at least go back up and mitigate that higher that higher supply that has not been touched. So that is all for GU. Let us now go on to the EU. We have another active trade that was good and is still active, and we're anticipating for it to touch TP very soon, maybe on the Frankfurt Open or also the Asian Open, you never know. So yes, so EU Euro USD, we have the same direction that we are anticipating with the GU. For me, I will mark this demand area that has not been mitigated. Let's try and change the color to purple. Yes, that's my daily POI color. So yes, so that is where now I'm anticipating the price. For now, price, as I can see, price has just mitigated to this area right over here, this demand area. So yes, so after this, I'll be anticipating price to actually come down to that lower demand area, but I'm still not sure, so I'll be expecting that to happen also. But let us see on how the lower time frames are looking up, so that we anticipate on another area. So let's mark other demand areas that we could be anticipating that price has not mitigated and maybe could be coming to. We have this area here, this demand area, and as you can see, yes, that wasn't touched, because after this daily change of character here, we had the mitigation down to this demand, then price shot up, came back down, went up. So every mitigation that was done was fulfilled here, but right now we have this demand area that has not been filled. So we are anticipating for at least the price to come up there, because after this minor pullback that was done here, price broke up to the upside and then came down and actually mitigated to this demand area, but the price didn't actually go deeper than the way you see here. So after coming down, now we see another daily change of character. Like I said, I have not done so much of my analysis, so let me try and move this, because I was still waiting for my account, so I wasn't that much interested. So as you can see, we have this change of character that just happened around here, and there is where change of character happened for the daily. And now price broke down, then went up, didn't mitigate this price here. Now we are trying to get to see where we could be waiting for price to come to, and anticipate also to price to get to that area and see if we can get possibilities. So let me just put it at a faint side and not distract us with the process that we're having right now, the analysis. So yes, so price came down, did made the lower low, then we had the lower high, broke down. This was a straight push down to this area. This was actually deep, you can argue about that, but it wasn't that much deep because we don't have any supply area that can show it. It's only that price came down to our 4-hour demand area, where price dwindled a little bit, then went up, then came down, broke to the downside. Then we had another lower high, then we had another lower low. So after this lower low, now we had another daily change of character. You see the dotted line. Let me try and put out my cursor, the dotted line right there. So after that dotted line, now we are having a pullback to the upside, because as you can see also, the blue color is our 4-hour range, or rather microstructure lines. So we are going to go to 4 hour and see more of that later, but for now price did the change of character right there, went high, went up, and now we could be facing a possibility of another uptrend to actually facilitate the 4-hour pullback, and also to facilitate more of the daily choke, and also see if there are any possibilities to actually commence the downside that we were expecting. So I think I will I think I'll just, something I'm forgetting, I think I'll just go to the 4 hour, maybe see if I can remember what I wanted to say or do. Yes, so the 4 hour, we have seen the 4 hour chalk right there, and now the 4 hour chalk just did the break right over here, went up, came down, then it was a bit choppy. We took a couple of trades I think last week, and as we anticipated, let me check, we had this Euro USD that we're expecting price to actually come down. This was a 4 hour, we're expecting price to come down to there, and as you can see, for the 4 hour, price did come down, and that is here. It came down because last week we were looking at this choppy side. Okay, let me try and maximize it for you. We were looking at this choppy side, then price went up, did a little bit of mitigation around here, and then we went down as anticipated from our last I think I've closed it, from our last analysis that we did last week. So yes, so now price has come back still to another 4 hour demand area. I'll try and let me just put this one out, it's not helping for now. So yes, so for this demand area, because we're anticipating for price to still shoot up, as you can see, price has done that move, and during the news you can see the price actually shot up to the upside, and now we're anticipating price to actually go up. That's why I had this arrow drawn there. So yes, so now we could be facing an upside formation to this 4 hour supply, just like GU. I told you EU and GU really work in tandem. So yes, so after the price did or acted out with the news, we can see, or we could see, that price actually shot up and had that engulfing candle. So we're expecting price to actually go up to here, to that side, but because this is 4 hour, let us see what the 15 minute could be preparing for us. Before we go to the 15 minutes, we can see that we have been building a very good liquidity, because if you don't actually notice these things early enough, then you could be out of the game and facing some losses. So let me try and draw this up real quick. I'm looking at this liquidity, very strong liquidity, very nice, and as you can see, this dotted line below here is our 4 hour anticipated change of character. So if price actually happens to come and take out this liquidity and come down to this 4 hour demand, then we could look for change of character here, the pullback, and actually go. Let me try and draw it up. So if we expect price to come down here, then maybe we could be expecting a deeper pullback to the 15 minute demand area, and then we look for a choke, then we look for a pullback, and then we go to the upside as anticipated. So yeah, so I don't think I will be expecting so much. Sorry. Okay, try and see if I can delete this. Oops. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yes, so now as our anticipation goes, we are expecting price to at least come back down here and go up, or also price could actually be signaling that they have started that move and they have gone. So as you can see, I had a trade painted out right there as I anticipated. So when the price came down, actually let me just start from the hindsight that we're having. Okay, so after this change of character, like we said, we waited for that pullback, and after that pullback, price came down, mitigated this demand area, went up again, mitigated that supply area, then supply took control to come down to the 4 hour demand area that we're anticipating. So yes, so after that, now we had a little bit of a failed reaction right over here, and actually price broke to the upside. So we had a little bit of an uptrend, but look at how the Asian sessions were building liquidity with their ranges. So after that happened, we had another change of character right over here on the 15 minute, and now price went down. It actually didn't made any flips on or any sort of, you know, like area where we could take our trade from. But as you can see, price came up after the change of character right over here. We try and place it right over here. After that change of character, price went up, mitigated that area, but actually it wanted to take out liquidity. And where did that liquidity come from? It came from, okay, let me try and, oops, that liquidity came from here, this last supply that was actually mitigated back in the days of the same week. So after price came up, took out all the liquidity stops, then it came down and mitigated again down to another 4-hour demand. But as you can see, we had this demand which price broke through. Let me try and zoom out. Price broke through right there, but it actually didn't take out more of that liquidity that we're expecting. So after the range again, I think on Thursday, the Asian range, or rather Friday, the Asian range, price went up again, but did come down to mitigate for the last time to that 15-minute demand, and then it shot off. So this is where I was anticipating on the price direction to move, and as you can see, it came down very beautifully and shot up. So we are active on that trade. I'm expecting price to at least come down here, because as you can see, we have another change of character right over here. Okay, we have another change of character right over there. So let me try and remove this first. So we have another change of character right over there. Try and squeeze it in. Oops. Okay, just a second. I think I have OCD type of condition. So let me try and put it very perfectly there. Okay, so that is our another change of character, and price is actually trying to mitigate this move to the downside, the actual move to the downside. And now, because it had mitigated, it did the range, collected orders, did the stop, but actually left others here that would want to buy, and came back, collected those orders, took out liquidity, and now they shot off to the upside. So this one is active, and we're expecting price to at least come up to mitigate that change of character, the supply area after the change of character, before the change of character, sorry, so that from there now we could now wait, or rather sit on our hands and wait to see where price could be going. So let us now look at our anticipation. Let us now look at our anticipated moves or direction. So number one, we have this 4-hour demand area where I am thinking price could come down here and now build another liquidity around here. Then as it comes down, we see on how we can look for other entry modules or entry options, and see if we can ride that up to the upside where the 4-hour supply we will be expecting price to go to. And also we have another anticipation, that is this one. I had this one drawn on. Yes, we have this another anticipation, because now we have another 4-hour demand area that was not mitigated all this while when price was going up. So maybe this range, let me try and draw it up. Maybe this range, let me try and change the color. Let's try an orange. Okay, so maybe that orange range is trying to build up liquidity, and maybe people are anticipating on to sell because of this week. So many people are anticipating to sell, and write that down maybe to here. Write that down, write the price down to that demand area. Or also the big market movers, or traders, could actually push the price to the upside, maybe here, and wait to see on how much liquidity they have left, and maybe come back for it. Let me try and draw it out. Maybe after there, come back, mitigate now this 4 hour, and actually continue to the upside. But all in all, the daily is bearish, the 4 hour is still bearish also, so we're expecting some more bearish moves. But before that, we could actually anticipate on the things that we just talked about and see maybe from there how it will go. So I think that's just it from me. For the news, let me try and see if we can check on what we are expecting from the news. It's gonna be a very big day next week on Friday, I think on 8th of March 2024, because we'll be expecting the NFP to actually come in this week, next week. Okay, so Monday we have CPI for the Swiss franc, we have unemployment range. Those are the high I don't know what you call them, the high moves of the news or something like that. So yes, so next on Tuesday we have the Aussie. I don't think that will affect the Euro or Euro USD or the GBP, but what can affect the EU or the GU is these Euro news. The Euro news will be having one on Tuesday at that's the HCOB services PMI. Then we'll be having the S&P global services for pound. Then another S&P for the Canadians. Then we have another S&P. So we have S&P on Tuesday because we are seeing that on the USD, the Canadians, and also the the Euro. Sorry, the Euro and the GBP. So watch out for that. On Wednesday, we have a little bit of news of the retail sales from the Euro, and also ADP employment change on the USD, and yeah, a couple of news also. The Fed news on Wednesday also on the US Times. Then on Thursday, I don't think we'll have any other news on Thursday. Yeah, we have the deposit facility and the ECB interest. That is very, very important. That will be on Euro. Yes, so that's very important. We need to look out for that. We have the balance of trade on the Canadians, and we have the jobless claims on the USD on Thursday. Also, we have the ECB press conference later after the USD news on the jobless claims. Then we have the Fed news again on Thursday. So busy week next week. Look out for that. Friday, let's see, Euro news. We have the employment change on Friday. That is I think Friday will be on 8th itself. Yes, so after Friday we go down to NFP and unemployment rates. That will be expecting price to actually make some important moves. So next week is gonna be a very, very busy week, so please watch out, trade very carefully, look out for your risk management, and also do this with a lot of skill. Don't just jump in because people are jumping in. I say this again, try and trade prudently. Okay, so that's it for me. That's it for my analysis of the 4th to the 8th and what I'll be anticipating. I wish you a peaceful week. Have a nice weekend also, and I will see you next Saturday. Peace.